Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, Tom, I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie. It's early in the morning. I woke up. I'm hungry. Let's do a review. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my back room today, which means we get Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster behind me. Ooh, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it's pretty evident, but it's boom! It's one of my Dope shirts with Edsel Dope, the lead singer and main creative force behind Dope. What is Dope though, if you're unfamiliar? Dope is sort of, they've worn different hats musically kind of throughout their career. They started out with sort of some pretty prominent-ish industrial elements and stuff. They've been referred to as shock rock. Typically, they fall within the nu metal moniker. That's kind of the scene that they've, kind of most prominently in. I got into them when I was in high school. I saw one of their music videos on like early morning MTV because that's when they used to show the videos of bands who hadn't really broken through yet, and they were kind of testing the waters. And I was just like blown away. I went out, I bought the CD like as soon as I could. Education, or no, that's Felons and Revolutionaries, their first album, still a favorite album of mine to this day. I've been fortunate enough, I've seen them perform live a number of times. I think they're an excellent band. I actually have videos of said performances on my channel, in case you're interested. And if nothing else, folks, I can kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I fucking love Dope. They're awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Like I said, I woke up, not too long ago, it's, a little bit ago. And I woke up, I was hungry, as I've been known to be. And I was kind of like working in my head. I'm like, well, I could go out and grab something, but it's all just kind of breakfast stuff right now. I don't, And I'm like, well, I can make something, but the hassle. So I found a thing, and I was like, screw it, I'll do a review. What is it? It's boom! It's from Cup Noodles. This is new. See? It's new. You don't even know how new it is. This is from their stir fry line. This is their honey sesame chicken flavor stir fry style Asian noodles in sauce. Ooh, fancy. So yes, I reviewed a lot of these instant noodle and like instant meal type of things. Crap you can typically just put in the microwave and there you go. So much so I actually have an entire playlist called Ramen Reviews, which is just for those items. That's where this review is going to end up. And I've also reviewed a few of these like stir-fry cup noodle things. And, to somewhat mixed results, but I'm always eager to try some new ones. And it doesn't get much newer than new. So, let's get a thing here. Get a noodle pull for the thing. It looks like that. We'll kind of let's give it a go. And it should be noted, I do love some sesame chicken. In fact, whenever I try out a new Chinese place, that's the dish I go to gauge how much I'm, sort of my excitement level for the rest of their menu. I reviewed plenty of sesame chicken, by the way. It's on my channel. Look, obviously it's not going to stand up against like actual restaurant quality or even takeout quality, but there's a sesame chicken aspect to it in a very limited capacity, but it's there. I think it was smart of them too to also go the honey route because I think the little extra sweetness kind of makes up for some of the deficiencies in the other areas because At the end of the day, obviously, with this type of setup, you're only going to be able to achieve a fraction of the actual flavor that you'd be getting from something like sesame chicken. That's understandable. I'm not here to berate it for that. I just want, like, how much are you giving me? How does the flavor itself work with the rest of the stuff? And I think, this is actually a pretty good flavor for something like this. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit savory. Definitely, again, there is that kind of sort of very light, sort of honeyish kind of aspect. I don't want people thinking like, oh, it's just like super sweet and honey. Like, no, it's like a honey accent, but it's there. You can taste it. And then I mean, the rest of it, it's trying its damnedest to be something along the lines of sesame chicken. How much it's succeeding or failing, but there is at least an element to it there. They did at least try to capture that, but it's obviously lacking a lot of the punch. It's lacking some of the complexity, because one of the things I like about sesame chicken so much is that it has such a strong flavor, but it also has different things going on, and there's like different interpretations of it. Like from place to place, they're going to have their own little spin on it, and you can end up with some, it's all going to be in the same wheelhouse, but some pretty interesting variations. Um, with this, there's no complexity. I guess there's a little bit, because again, you do have the sweet element, and then you do have the more savory aspect to it. But it's a very limited complexity. But just as being like a noodle flavor, it's honestly pretty nice. I can appreciate what they're doing with it, and I can give them credit for nothing else, and you know, trying to toss something new, into the mix, because instant noodle stuff, there's obviously gobs and gobs and all kinds of different flavor variations, but you tend to have your standbys, your chicken, your pork, your beef. It is nice when you see some company go over there and try to spruce it up a little bit. That's what they're trying to do here. But two questions have to be asked: would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Um, yes and yes. I think again, it's not a replacement for delicious proper sesame chicken, and it never was going to be. I wasn't expecting that. Um, I would have liked maybe a little bit more oomph to it, but again, understanding the format and everything. But honestly, like, they're decent enough noodles. Cup Noodles have some good stuff. I've reviewed plenty of their stuff, like I said, and I think just as a general overall, like, I like the flavors that are there. I can appreciate the, we'll call it an homage to the actual flavor namesake that it's aiming for, and like they're just tasty. Like there's nothing to dislike about them. Now that said, I am the type of person, I like these things because they're great for when I get home from work. I can't be fucked to cook. Just something quick I can scarf down. Um, would these end up as like a regular in my rotation of those? Because I like to have a variety. Probably not, but they would be like an occasional entrant. If you're thinking, using like a WWE analogy, if you're thinking your Royal Rumble, right, you've got your hallmarks, that are going to be there. All of your main players. Maybe. I mean, obviously, I'm going across various elements, not just modern, but your Undertaker, your Shawn Michaels, your Cena, your big names. They're there. This is like, maybe a Santino Marella. It's once in a while it's going to show up, it's going to do its thing, it's going to have a little bit of fun, and that's going to get the fuck out. That's kind of how it works for me. I like it, I don't love it, but sure, as an occasional one-off. If I'm recommending it, yeah, honestly, because when I'm recommending these noodle things, it's like, all right, am I recommending them to people like me who are just lazy and can't be fucked? Or am I recommending them to people who can be fucked, but, maybe just need like a lunch item or something like that? And the thing is, honestly, I think this works in both capacities. Like, if you're somebody like me, well, it's a new flavor to work with, It's not the best flavor or anything like that. Like I said, there's certainly quite a few that I would put above it. But it's not a bad flavor at all, and I like what it does. So if the flavor seems enticing to you, obviously work within expectations, but not a bad product. And again, if you're just that person, you just casually need one here and there, well, this is a nice option in comparison to just the more basic ones, your chicken, your beef, what have you. This one gives you a little extra zing. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month. Spend this rest of your year, folks. Go over there themselves a truly, I'm going to eat this and then go lay down because my back is sore, tired, rest of your life. Actually, don't do that. Your back, I hope that your back is never sore. I hope that it's just flawless and perfect. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, who's your favorite Royal Rumble entrant, I mean, for me personally, Rey Mysterio is, he's always been my guy. So, the fact that he's had some pretty prominent roles in that over the years, But then, of course, you have your fun ones, like when, Shane Hurricane Helms went over there. He, of course, had some good moments. Kofi Kingston. I mean, come on, dude. By the way, seriously, even though it's a few years old at this point, them going over there and ruining his run as champion by having Brock Lesnar squash him, that was the moment when I was like, well, I guess we're done for a while with WWE. Vince sucks so hard. He is just awful. It's one of those things, I don't wish death upon him because I try not to wish death upon all but the most absolutely reprehensible people, and I don't know that he's that, although he may be. At the same time, if he had a stroke and could just fuck off for the rest of his life and we never hear anything about him again, I'd be alright with that. Bye!